Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. It's common to hear a particular song or hear a certain saying and you automatically think of a certain person. So for me, one of the particular people or artists that whenever a song comes up, I think of them is Michael Jackson. When I hear a Michael Jackson song, I think of George Johnson Sr. You may wonder, who is George Johnson Sr.? George Johnson Sr. is my father-in-law and my kid's grandfather. And on September 19, 2014, unfortunately, my family lost George Johnson Sr. to cancer. And it was a great loss for our family. So pretty much, every time we hear certain songs from Michael Jackson, we think of George Johnson Sr. And one of the first songs that comes to my mind is I Will Be There. That song makes me think of how he was a man of his word, and he was very consistent. So let me tell you a little bit the reason why I say that. Because while I married his son in 1999, I also divorced his son in 2007. And in 1999, he made the commitment that he would be my father-in-law forever, and he pretty much was consistent to the day he died. He was consistent. He was a man of his word, where after 2007, whenever I needed my grass cut, George Johnson Sr. was out there. He was out there shoveling my snow. He was out there fixing light bulbs in the house. And actually, to the day that he passed away, maybe a few days before, I kind of forgot that he was in the hospital. I called him because I was having some work done in my house, and I was a little distraught. And I was like, George, some water is coming out of this thing, and I need some help, and I need some help now. He said, oh, baby girl, don't worry, I'll send somebody over here. Then I thought about, oh my God, why did I call him? He can't help me. So later on, I called my ex-mother-in-law. And I said, well, I'm sorry for calling. I forgot. She said, oh, don't worry. That was probably the best thing that you probably did, because everybody that came to visit him today, we talked about how much Tosha still needed him. She forgot that I was sick. And I had to send somebody over to fix her broiler in her house because it was water leaking. So he was a consistent person, a man of his word. And whenever I hear the song now from Michael Jackson, I'll Be There, I think of him. And it goes back to also one of the other songs that come to mind. The second song is Pretty Young Thing, or PYT. Everybody, if you're a Michael Jackson fan like I am, you know how PYT goes. When my oldest daughter was about 4 or 5 years old, she had a daddy and daughter dance that she had to go to. And George Johnson Sr., the man that he is, full of charisma and style and grace, he took his granddaughter to this daddy and daughter dance. And he made her feel like she was the most prettiest thing in the world. He pulled up, style and grace, in a limo for a daddy and daughter dance. He had the limo, he had the corsage, he had the candy, and I also have another daughter. So Lindsay was too young to go to the daddy and daughter dance, so he even showed class and had something for her. He took his grandbaby to the daddy and daughter dance. They danced. They had the biggest picture package. They had videos showing them dancing. So every time this song comes on, they actually dance to this song. His oldest granddaughter, Kennedy, thinks of her granddad. And even before he passed away, she kept saying, this is the son that made granddad dance for him. And they were jamming. And I think about that because that's one of the songs that, whenever it's played, to probably when she's old and gray, she's going to think of her grandfather. And with that, the last but not least song that comes to mind, and it's going to be really tough, blow you away, is Off the Wall. Anybody know the words to Off the Wall? Off the Wall, some of the lyrics to Off the Wall back to how I feel about him because it shows me that he had wisdom and he knew how to have fun. When I first met him at 16 years old, that's when I met his son, I thought he was a man that partied all the time because I only saw him on the weekends. Partied all the time. But one of the things that I realized that he was a man that was full of wisdom. He knew how to party, put your 9 to 5 on the shelf and have a good time, but he knew how to take the 9 to 5 off the shelf on Monday and go to work. Because one of the biggest things he always said, you never have too much fun when you can't get up the next day and go to work. So you always have to take care of your family. So that was one thing that he showed me how to have fun. He showed me life is not so bad all the time. Live your life like you're off the wall. So, now I may be wrong to believe this, but I truly believe that every time I hear a Michael Jackson song, or certain particular songs, that George Johnson Sr. is down here dancing with me and partying with me.